I don't know, but there was a lady here, Donna. Remember? Can you tell your story?
Yeah, my youngest son has a cyst on his thyroid. So about a year ago, he had this lump look like an Adam's apple. He's only 5. It was a little calcified. It felt kind of hard, but then it softened up. I went to several doctors to see, you know, what it might be. I found out just a few months ago it was a thyroid cyst. So Masoud suggested that I try digestive enzymes to give him every day. I give him 2 or 3 a day. And it has gone from being this huge lump to being almost nothing, although I don't know if it'll completely go, but it's almost flat.
Wow.
So it's been only about 3 months.
Take it that I didn't even see the sun. I said, would you please do that? Because guess what? Everything that grows, extra growth in our body, what the enzyme do, they go and eat it. What happened, most of us, we eat cooked food. Remember the firefighter we said? Our body has to make an enzyme, like alpha beta amylase that we makes it in our mouth. Guess where else we make it? In pancreas. So what will happen when we eat cooked food, our body is busy to make those digestive enzymes for digesting your food. So when we need it somewhere else, guess what happened? We don't have them, or we don't have enough. Okay? Another thing is also a tumor that they become later cancer. Usually our body's enzyme and they go eat them up. Okay? Now I need a volunteer here. Who can volunteer? Go ahead. Alright, we have 2 cooked. Can you hold on to this? We have 2 cooked oatmeal. And don't forget the oatmeal that we have is like we can grab it.
Yeah, that's what happens to mine.
And bring it up. Okay?
Now this ends up in your
Slow.
digestive tract, right?
Right.
Okay, these are the enzymes, and we want to, can you open that? Just put the enzyme on it. And we just want you to mix that up for about a minute. Go ahead and have a seat while you're mixing it up.
Is that cooked?
No, yeah, these are both cooked.
Oh, that's all.
And what will happen when we eat anything that is cooked, we need, guess what? Enzyme. And the reason we want to tell you is we want to show what happened. We need our enzyme to digest this food that gets into our stomach. Now, the reason we have raw food, you didn't cook it. We preserve its enzyme. Now, I used to say in my seminar that if you eat in raw food, or mostly raw food, you don't need enzyme. You eat enzyme only when you have cooked food. I don't say that anymore, but guess what? Because most of your life you had cooked food and you depleted your body off of enzyme. Even if you go to raw food diet, I would recommend you still have enzyme for a couple of years. I learned that from another raw foodist that this guy says, you know what, as soon as I added enzyme to my raw food diet, my health started to improve. So enzymes are very necessary and very important. Now we're going to show you a couple of demonstrations of a smoothie. You know, all this time it was about what not to do. Now we're going to show you what to do. The easiest thing to change, guys, is breakfast. And we're going to show you how to make the breakfast. We're going to show you as simple as a smoothie.
Do you want to switch sides so you use the big one?
No, you use the vegetable. You're going to use the vegetable, so you need that more powerful.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you about the smoothie we are making. Remember superfood we talked about. This is goji berry. Can you show
This is
the?
what they look like in dry form. You can get these online at Whole Foods. Follow Your Heart may have them as well. Goji berries.
Okay.
G-O-J-I.
What is good about goji berries? Goji berry, they have high ORAC number, oxygen absorption capacity. For example, spinach has an ORAC of 1,000. In order to have a superfood, you need to have a high ORAC, high antioxidant, high mineral.
What is ORAC?
Oxygen absorption capacity, I maybe call it that. So in other words, they can absorb oxygen in it and carry it to your cells. A superfood not only needs to have a high ORAC, it needs to have high number of antioxidants. It does need to have a high protein. Remember we said protein, you need to have a high ratio of protein. And he needs to have high ratio of mineral. If you have all of these, then you are considered superfood. Okay, spinach has an ORAC of 1,000. Blueberry has an ORAC of 6,000. Guess what's the ORAC of goji berry? 27,000. Remember the first video I showed you, they treated the guy with superfood? Guess what was that superfood? Goji berry. Alright? And we soak them. When you soak them, you start to break them down.
How long do you soak them?
Between 1 hour, half an hour, or even if I don't have time, guess what? I threw it dry.
Oh, you just throw it dry.
Okay. Now the second thing I want to put in there is banana, organic banana. Right away, we sell some organic and apple for people who want to start their.
What we'd really like to see is maybe a co-op of anybody who's interested. We were able to find a warehouse in downtown LA that sells organic everything. But the one thing that we use the most are cucumbers, bananas, apples. And so if anybody is interested in joining a co-op where you can get your organic fruits and vegetables at a much lower price than Whole Foods, or maybe even follow your heart, the quality is Whole Foods quality for Ralph's prices, basically.
Okay, don't ever don't compare with non-organic food, because organic food has 10 times as nutrients and less toxic, so it's always more expensive. Now this is almond milk. Now almond milk, as you can see, this is not raw. You can make almond milk raw for purpose of this seminar and at home. We are not 100% raw for this reason. For example, we buy milk. We don't have time to make it. It's super easy to make almond milk.
What we do is we soak almonds. We buy raw almonds, and we soak them sometimes overnight, sometimes for 24 hours. We drain them, and then we store them in the refrigerator. In the refrigerator, they'll keep only for about 3 days. And then what we do is we use them in our smoothies as well.
Now, don't forget, when you soak almond, they come out of dormanted state to germinated state, and that's when their nutritional values start to actually go even more.
And that's the case for any seed or.
So those almonds are raw?
These
Yes.
almonds are raw, yes.
And you can very few places they sell raw almond because they killed it. They passed the legislation that they cannot sell raw almond anymore, 2007. Because they said, yeah, salmonella.
There was one outbreak of salmonella, and so then the legislation was that all the almonds had to be pasteurized.
But they also have an outbreak of salmonella in spinach, so why is the spinach salmonella?
And meat too, by the way. But meat is not
Meat,
outlawed
fish,
or...
all that stuff.
Yeah.
One outbreak, they all go.
So obviously,
Look at Nelson goes, like,
However, there's a loophole in the law. For example, if my buddy Neil and a couple of others, if you buy it directly from the farmer, up to 100 pounds you can buy raw. But this is why we want to do co-op. You don't want to do co-op with us, doesn't matter. Find a couple of your friends, put your money together. The name of co-op is volume. For example, if I go to downtown and I want to buy 1 case of apples, it's going to cost me certain money. But if I ask the guy, can you give me 10 cases? I have a good negotiation power. Or even 10, you see what I'm saying? The more the merrier. Can you hold it up? So
Go ahead and just pour it. Just pour it.
what happened to that enzyme?
I think it
that's
was
too much.
That's too much.
Okay.
That's me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now, we highly recommend that you play around with your ingredients list when you make a smoothie. Add berries, take out the banana, add more apple, whatever suits you. There are many people who cannot handle banana. Janice and I were just talking about how not everybody can handle a sweet drink in the morning. You don't have to have it be the sweet. As a matter of fact, who says you have to have fruit for breakfast in the morning? You can have a vegetable drink in the morning. Especially for people with diabetes. It's important to, not have so much fruit and increase your vegetables. So, okay. Does it taste like goji?
No, it needs cold ice.
Oh, it needs ice. Add ice. Yes.
Yeah, add ice.
Yes. So stevia. Add stevia for sweetener if you
I
like.
usually
use
use
dates sometimes. Do you
use
want
dates.
To use the dates? Do you want to use some dates?
You don't want to use date for yours?
No.
You don't want to use at all?
I don't need dates. I just need an apple. So if you really okay, we'll throw some in here. Go ahead. Now let's see.
Smoothies too.
Thank you.